There are some strong reasons to encourage you to learn Python. Let's look at them now. Python is easy to learn and to read. If you have ever coded in C or Java, you will love coding in Python because it makes life simple. For example, this is how you print hello world in C, and in Java, this is how you do it. But Python syntax is fairly straightforward. So, this is how you do it in Python. The language reads almost like plain English, making it easy to write complex programs. Some of the big companies use Python for building their products, and it also pays well. If you are good at programming in Python, you can get the best pay in the industry. The salaries for Python developers are high, not just in India, but also in other countries like the US and the UK. The average salary of a fresher Python developer in India is 4.2 lakhs per annum. And if you have an experience of 2 to 4 years, you can easily get a salary of 8 to 10 lakhs. Whereas the fresher Python developers in the US can make around $77,000 per year. And at the same time, there is a huge demand for Python developers. You can just go to any job portal like LinkedIn or Naukri and search for Python developer. Believe me, there are thousands and thousands of job profiles which are waiting for you to grab. Now let's look at some of the features of Python programming language. Python is an interpreted language, which means that Python directly executes the code line by line. Unlike other languages like C, C++, Java, which executes in two phases, the compilation phase and execution phase. But in Python, there is only single phase. It directly executes the code line by line. If there is any error, it stops execution and reports the error which has occurred. Python is a high-level programming language, so you don't need to remember the system architecture or you don't need to manage the memory. Python is easy to understand and closer to the user. It is called general purpose programming language because it can be used in many popular fields like artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and data science, web development, game development, cybersecurity, testing, system administration, scientific computing, and even in Internet of Things. So you can think of any field, Python programming language might have its footprints. It is a dynamically typed language. That means you don't need to specify the data type while defining a variable. Unlike other languages like C, C++, Java, where you need to specify the data type while defining a variable, this language doesn't need you to specify the data type while defining a variable. The interpreter determines the type of data at the runtime based on the value which you have assigned to that variable. Python comes with a huge set of standard library and there are numerous open source projects. Many functionalities comes out of the box with Python. Many things are simplified in Python. So you just need to think about the logic to solve a problem. And there are huge number of open source projects like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, TensorFlow, which are extremely useful in artificial intelligence and machine learning. And there are some popular web development frameworks like Flask, Django, and there are some projects which can help you in building games and for cybersecurity and so on. You can just import these libraries into your project and continue working on your main idea. Python is a powerful object-oriented programming language. Literally everything in Python is an object. It is platform independent. Python programs can be developed and executed on multiple operating systems. It runs anywhere, including macOS, Windows, Linux, and Unix. There are some unofficial builds also available for Android and iOS. So if you write a program in Python, it can run on different platforms like Windows, Mac, or Linux. You don't need to write them separately for each platform. It is extensible, that means you can use code from other languages like C++ in your Python code. It is also embeddable, that means you can embed your Python code in other languages like C++. Python is free and open source, so it is free to use and distribute. You can download the source code, modify it, and even distribute your version of Python. This is useful for organizations that want to modify some specific behavior and use their version for development. And finally, Python is blessed with large community support. Python has one of the largest communities on Stack Overflow and Meetup. So if you have any doubt regarding Python, there are smart folks across the globe who can help you with that. So these are some of the outstanding features of Python programming language.